Here we are, another Thursday night. That's right. Opportunity to make some money. Thursday night football, week 5. Hit that thumbs up button. We brought in reinforcements. That's right. Special guest here for you. But as always, we'll build a nice little parlay, same game parlay for you. Bet 365 is there. All of the things you need below. Let's get to it. Look at this. I told you we had a special guest, and boy, are we primed to make some money because we pulled Mr. Brad Thomas. That's right. At Mr. Brad Thomas. He's everywhere. And when I say that, it's not just like, oh, he's everywhere, right? Brad works 15 shows a day from Gold Boys to NBC to Bet US. And I don't know, Brad, like what else are you doing besides that? Everywhere. Appreciate you, brother.
Listen, I have my own show as well. What's the Spread podcast? So that's the one, the little man that's, we're trying to grow here. But I also have my Discord, Gamblers Guild. Let me say this. I want to say this. I have a promo code. If you use PUCKS, PUCKS, you get your first week free. I'm really excited for that promo code because hockey season's right around the corner. And anybody who is new to following me or didn't follow me during hockey season, I'm very aggressive hockey bettor. I bet like the big odd numbers, ladder plays. It's not a lot of volume, but it's high ROI stuff. And listen, we're about to talk about NFL. I have to highlight this as well. I just did my September numbers. I finished plus 8.37 units in NFL this last month. You guys know how hard that is. I'm not a high volume NFL bettor, but I do like to attack specific angles. And I thought that I had good ones last month. So I have another one I think I like this week too.
I can't wait. I can't wait to dive in there. All right, one more time. PUCKS, right? With an S at the end.
Yes. PUCK, not what you yell after your bet loses.
Right, exactly right. There's a link below. You can jump in. Gamblers Guild on the OS Tails Discord there, marketplace there to find Brad's Discord. All right, brother. I know you've got probably 15 soccer bets in action right now. You're already primed and ready for hockey. So we're just going to steal, and college football, you do it all. We're just going to steal a couple of minutes from you, and we're going to build a same game parlay. Do you want the honors? You want me to start here? There's no rules. There's no formula or anything like that. We're just going to talk through. I know you have a leg, I have a leg, and then we'll figure out what that third leg looks like.
I'll start because it's my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're traveling to Atlanta, and I had the same angle in the last game and it cashed, and I'm going to run it again because unless the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get better at stopping the run, they are going to just get gashed. And it's not even that the Bucs are giving up a ton of big runs like 5 and 6 variety. It's they have those consistent like 20-yard runs that they're allowing. I'm taking Tyler Algier, 40 plus rushing yards. It's even money. And first, you're going to say, well, what about Bijan Robinson? Bijan Robinson is nursing a hammy injury. And with a hammy injury, you can't give a guy a ball 20 times in a game. And I don't think that's the philosophy that Raheem Morris wanted to do anyway. Tyler Algier hit this number in the last game. But let's bring it back to the Bucs here. The Bucs are having some issues where they're allowing really big runs. Listen to these numbers on the limited carries from the running backs they've played. 84 yards to Saquon Barkley on 10 carries. 70 yards to the Denver Broncos baddie, 9 carries. 84 yards to the Lions' Jahmyr Gibbs on 13 carries. Right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a PFF rush grade of 42.3.
Wow.
It doesn't make sense, right? Because you think Vita Vea is in there in the middle, normally stopping things. It's actually at the second level. When they get past that first level, they are missing a guy like Devin White, who used to anchor the middle of that defense. They're getting past that second level and ripping off big gainers. As long as Bijan's hurt and they're playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you got to take a running back. This is not part of the parlay, but I have to sprinkle this in there. Algier's touchdown price is like plus 220.
It's pretty high. No, I love it, man. Look, I think people may have forgotten or just conveniently put aside the fact that the Eagles just imploded mentally from a coaching standpoint. They barely even toted the rock with Barkley, as you mentioned. It would have just been a consistent reminder at how bad they are stopping the run. Nothing changed. It's just the Eagles decided not to run the football. So I love that play. And also you're looking at with the injury factor too. So I'm going to go on a total. I'm going to go under 44.5. It's just a little bit more. I know this dropped at 43.5, but we're at 44.5 here for us, Brad. There are a couple of things that jump out at me in this total. Primetime totals aside, right, Thursday night, you know that you can run on Atlanta. We'll talk about Bucky and maybe Rashad coming up, but you can run on the Falcons, much like you can run on the Bucs. There is an immense amount of pressure coming Kirk Cousins' way because Todd Bowles, Temples, if I can say that, Todd Bowles going to come in here with a game plan to put a lot of pressure on Cousins, who really just can't move. This is a Algier slash Bijan. This is a Bucky slash Rashad. This is a control the game on a short week and do what you can to get out of there.
Yeah, I like the under there as well. Buccaneers have a high rush rate. Knowing you have a guy like Bucky as your spellback and you can start giving him more and more carries, he's actually like going to start out carrying Rachaad White, which is a good thing for unders and totals because they don't feel like they have to throw the ball to move the sticks. They can run consistently. I was really excited to see Bucky Irving getting in the end zone. The entire stadium yelled Bucky, and then it got ruled out, and then they gave him the ball again, and then the entire stadium yelled Bucky again for a second time.
I'm not here to lead the witness, right? But I did just put this together just so you could see what it would look like. Now, you have another suggestion here, and I want to get to that because I think it's just as good. And the way in which you convince myself and Eric Lindquist to bet soccer, and we just give you the money and say tail. I'm sure you have a convincing argument for your guy, but I think that there is an angle here again in which we're talking about guys on the ground. Primarily guys on the ground. Doesn't take away from Baker, doesn't take away from Cousins. It's just the focus here. And you mentioned it, just where Bucky Irving has now really positioned himself in this backfield as the guy who should be able to take on a little bit more carries here. Maybe there's a pass or two out of the backfield, short yardage, but I think an anytime touchdown for Bucky was a little appealing, Brad, as it brought us north of 10-1.
Yeah, I like that as well. The Falcons are more likely to give up touchdowns on the ground than they are through the air. They are giving up 1.38 touchdowns through the air per game, which is only good enough for 20th in the NFL. So if you want to run it, that's totally cool. I do, though, like Mike Evans to get in the end zone. Just because if you look at his numbers, like last year when you're betting Mike Evans to score, it was like plus 110, plus 140, plus 120. You're getting plus 155s out there for Mike Evans to find the end zone in a more dynamic passing attack from the Bucs. Yes, they're running the ball with more frequency, but instead of the offense that we were seeing out of the last OC and Canales, Cohen is being a little bit more dynamic. And if you watch that Tom Brady interview with Baker Mayfield, he talked about you could see that the Tampa Bay Bucs are making a concerted effort to get Mike Evans involved early, especially in the red zone. So it's not like you're going to be waiting for a target in the red zone. No, they're going to target. If you watched the game last week, outside of that first touchdown, they literally came out in 12 personnel with just Mike Evans on a solo wide receiver. He was the only wide receiver on the entire field, and they threw him a fade route. Like, that is what the Buccaneers are down to do. Get the ball into Mike Evans' hand.
That's 10:54. 10:54 when we add Mike Evans in, Brad, right? The difference, of course, we got 4 cents, but it's pretty much you're looking at either Bucky or Mike Evans here. Every time we do stuff together, you get more stuff right than not. And I'm always reaching. I get like the grounded stuff right, but my reaching shit is always crazy and just off the planet here. I'm going to go with Mike Evans. Let's go with this one here. Mike Evans, all right? I think your play is better, although I will bet a Mike Evans Bucky double touchdown just for me. Just maybe the Discord gets it, but just for me. Let's run this. You cool with this? This is our same game parlay for Thursday Night Football.
I'm cool with it. Let me, if I would tell you one thing, listen, if Mike Evans doesn't get in the end zone, you just feel confident that Mike Evans normally scores against the Falcons, right? He has 11 touchdowns in 18 games in his career against them. He scored in at least one of the 2 games they've played in like the last 4 years. So
that's a hell of a little trend right there, especially knowing that they see this team twice a year. One more time, Brad. We know you're on Twitter here at Mr. Brad Thomas, but Gamblers Guild, OS Tails, you have a great deal going. People need to jump in now before hockey.
Yes, jump in now before hockey. It's Pucks, Pucks, for your first week free. And listen, I tell you guys, I'm not going to be sitting here and dumping out 10 million lottos, but what I want to do is consistently win every single month. That is my goal. If there's a plus before my units risked and gained by the end of the month, that is a good month for me. And I don't know how much more to stress it. I'm just all about making money, but I'm not going to sit here and sell you some pipe dream.
Love it. Thanks, brother.
Peace.
Thanks again. Reminder, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe here to the Odd Shopper channel. We have deals. That's right. Come on in. Hang with me on the VIP. We're up over 200 units on the year. Just cashed another couple of parlays. Why not get your first week for just $1? That's right, with code RUSH. Link below. Come see me in the Tails Discord, and I'll say hi too.